okay, here's a meditation exercise that you can easily do every day that will directly improve your life and the life of the people around you, the people that interact with you. It's called listening. Every day, probably, you listen to someone. Yeah? No? So, obviously, there's the state of not listening. And, okay, someone is talking to you and you don't listen at all because you're not interested, because you don't want to listen, or because you don't realize the person is talking to you because you're fully concentrated into something else. Yeah, that's obviously not listening. Okay, but what we want to look at now is the case where you are sort of listening, because what is happening when we listen to someone? What is happening, especially when someone has a longer monologue, like me at the moment, talking, and maybe it's already happening to you, that what I said is opening something up in you. Yeah, it creates an association. I talk and it creates, that reminds me of something else, like that reminds me of how I was talking to Ivan about meditation, for example. Yeah, and now suddenly you think about this and you don't know what I said in the last 20-30 seconds or something like this. Or you have struggled listening because my neighbor is now using his electrical saw, but only for a second. He just tried to tease me. Okay, yeah, so that might make it easier for you to listen to me because it's super dramatic. So what happens is associations, and another thing is that I just trigger a thought in you. Meditation, it's very close to association. You can call it one, but what I do is I trigger something with what I say, and a deviation is happening. So you go somewhere else. You drift off. This is happening to us all the time. All the time it's happening. All the time, especially, as I said already, when someone has a longer monologue, when it takes someone longer than a few seconds to make his or her point. So what can you do now? What is the exercise? The exercise is staying there, staying with the focus, listening to the person, not doing anything else, not doing anything with your hands, not thinking something else, yeah, not doing any other movements and so on and so forth, but especially the thinking is important. Especially the thinking is important, not thinking anything. It's like staying there, listening. This you can do every day. It will be maybe for some more difficult, for some more easy, but for everyone will be, it will be a practice after, let's say, at some length. Like the longer someone holds a monologue, the more obviously there will be the chance of you drifting off. So if you feel you have a very good level already, you can go for longer monologues of people. Yeah, maybe listen to a longer video, or calling someone that you know loves to do monologues. And if you feel, oh wow, I'm actually always drifting up like super quickly, and it's for me it's difficult to listen to someone intensely. Now the chainsaw, no, it's a, how do you call it, like a saw that turns like this. I don't know the term in English. Kreissäge is in German. If you are struggling with that, then maybe choose someone that is not talking so long. But anyway, do it, and you don't have to actually search for someone. Why? Because anyway, you are talking with people. So remind yourself about that exercise every time you're talking with someone, every time you're listening to someone, and like this, you already have done some meditation every day. You have done a focus exercise, staying with something, and noticing when you drift off. That's the important thing. Like, notice when your mind wanders, when it goes somewhere else. I bring it back to the person because I want to give the person my attention. Why? Because that's the most precious thing that you can give to someone. Your attention is the most precious thing you have, that you can give to another person, another being, even another object in that sense. Like, that's the most precious thing. All right, let's practice.